Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so excited that you're here. I am your host tonight. My name is Nikki McCutchen. Just know that someone really cares about you to want you to know about this technology and to invite you to this call tonight. I am so excited about this call tonight. We're going to do something a little bit different. So, I'm going to read our medical disclaimer first, and then I will share with you what we're going to be doing tonight. So our medical disclaimer. Tonight what we will be sharing is for informational purposes only. If you have any medical conditions, please check with your physician or healthcare practitioner first. All LifeWave products are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. If you're on medications or have medical conditions or pregnant or nursing, please check with your physician first. And with that tonight, I'm so excited. My sweet friend Ivana is this amazing, talented, knowledgeable woman who does acupuncture, and she also has a background in massage, even though she's not currently doing that anymore. But she has a business here in Tulsa. So if you're in the Tulsa area and are looking for an amazing acupuncturist, her business is called the Dutch Touch. And please get in contact with me or get in contact with her after this. We would love to have you utilize her services. You will just be so blessed by all that she does. And so tonight we're just going to be talking a little bit about different acupuncture points and how they influence our bodies and the value that they have in our bodies. And so I am going to screen share different points that Ivana is talking about. With that, I'm going to take it away. And I think we're going to start with talking about the four gates. But Ivana, come on and if just start and I'll screen share as you're ready.
Thank you. Go ahead. Thank
Okay.
you guys for all joining. I don't see you all, but I trust that you're all there because I hear that all these people are there. So I'm seeing you, Nikki, but I don't see everybody else. And I'm jealous
Okay,
of
if
your
you go to
background.
the right-hand side of your screen, I think you
Okay.
can click, there's
On
a
the
little button there
participants.
that will say you can view like speaker view or view let me click it here. Gallery view or speaker view, and then you can kind of see some of the people.
Let me see
Um,
here. Backgrounds, effects, apps. No, doesn't say that.
no,
Don't worry
okay.
about it. I don't want to waste the
Okay.
time for it. I'm
Okay.
not like I'm as long as they can hear me and see me, I'm fine with that. So that's not
Okay.
a problem.
Okay.
Anyway, as Nikki has said, um, I've practiced acupuncture, and I haven't practiced it 20, 40 years or something, but I have been studying it since 2003. And then I started apprenticing in 2012 with Dr. Helen Zhao. She is a Chinese lady here in Tulsa. And I still apprentice with her whenever I feel like, oops, I don't know what I'm doing here, or where I'm really at a point of a client where I'm like, I am at a dead end. I go see her or I refer them to them. But I've learned a lot from her. And when I saw the four gates on these acupoints that we saw, that I was like, wow, these are really interesting because we have more really than four gates. And the reason I just wanted to explain a little bit why we are using the liver 3 and the large intestine 4 is because those two in acupuncture move chi and blood. And when we move chi, which is unseen energy channels, that move through all the meridians. I don't know if you guys are at all familiar with acupuncture, but they are meridians that run through our body. There's 12 main meridians ones, and they run deep into our body. They're not seen, but it is an energy that runs through it. And when those energy channels get blocked, the Chinese have figured out, as well as the Koreans and the Japanese, because they've used it, Vietnam has used it. So they get to see where those blockages are, and that's where they have developed a whole system of the points to take. So when they take the large intestine 4 and the liver 3 together, they have noticed that you are basically moving the whole body's blood and chi, which helps when the body is worn out. So whenever people are really, really tired and have a lack of energy, no matter what's going on in their bodies, we use those four gates to open up the body, and it really helps. So it's something that we can definitely use within the patches as well when we're, when we're down energy wise or not. Now they have also, I've noticed, with this picture on CV4, which is right below the belly button. In acupuncture, this is called conception vessel 4 or chi ocean. So the reason why they're using this probably on CV4 is because, again, it opens up to chi. And particularly below the belly button, when you think of the chi ocean, that is the energy ocean. That's where we create from. So it is a very important point to use, that we can get chi moving. And the CV17 on this particular picture is used, which is in acupuncture, a point that is used for anxiety, for insomnia. So we can also utilize those for those particular areas when we are having a trouble with anxiety, or when we have trouble with falling asleep. Then we can definitely use that point even by itself to help us with insomnia. The GV14 explains itself in that sense, because that's where we've done all of our studies, right, in LifeWave. So Nikki and I was talking about some other points that we could be possibly using for migraines. A lot of people are having issues with migraines. And though there was a picture that I think I sent to you, Nikki.
Yeah, I'll find it.
That was used for migraines. And okay, so if you
This
might
one,
bring
you're
that
talking
a
about
little
this one,
bit.
or you want
Yeah.
that acupuncture?
No,
Okay.
no, that's the one that they had as well. And they're using that, as well as, of course, the GV14, the X39, and then they're using the CV17 as well, but then they're using the ice wave of the gallbladder, which is right there. That gallbladder 20 point is on the back of the neck. Those are also points that we use to calm the whole autonomic nervous system down. The gallbladder meridian in acupuncture is actually considered the brain meridian. It runs all throughout the brain. I mean, it starts by the brain, it runs like kind of like crisscross over, and then it goes, actually no, it comes, let's see, down. It goes down. Sorry, I was a little confused there. But then it goes all the way down to the toes. So I have found out there are 2 points that they are calling the new 4 gates. And it all depends on what school of acupuncture you're from, or what region you learned acupuncture in, if you're from China. So every school has a little bit of different thought on, like, no, I would use this and I would use that. So that's the beauty of acupuncture. And I think that's the beauty of the LifeWave.
Oh, sorry, Ivana. I accidentally muted you. Will you uh on the 3 dots, I think you should be able to unmute yourself. So sorry, y'all. So Vicky, she's on her
Yeah,
phone. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
there I
Awesome.
go. So where was I last?
The new 4 gates.
Yes. So, in acupuncture, you have different schools of thoughts and different ways of treating people. And we're finding out with the patches, everyone is finding out new places, like, hey, I've been doing this and this has helped with that. So I think that's the beauty of it, because the more I look at those patches and where they're placing them, a lot of them, they are placing them on acupuncture points or on the meridians. So I think that's the reason why they're really working. So for migraines, for this new 4 gates that we can call, is the gallbladder gallbladder 34 and heart 8. Now, the gallbladder 34, oh, I didn't give you a picture of that, right?
Is this so it's not on this one? Is it the book, the one out of your book?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, I got it. The other one on migraines.
No, I'm not sure. It was, no, that's the one that I showed you last. Hold on.
If it's this one or not. So we wanted to talk a little bit about migraines tonight because I think they're a little bit elusive sometimes. Like I have people who with their migraines and that take medication and then they can do like that first the first slide that we showed with the ice wave on the back of the neck, and then they don't even need their medication at all. And then I have people who really struggle in trying to figure out, where the migraine is coming from. And so I loved this chart when Ivana had showed me because I was like, okay, that is amazing because it kind of explains all the different reasons. So I pulled up, is this the chart, Ivana, that you were talking about?
No, but you can keep that one up as well. And what I might try do here is I'm looking it up here on my phone, and then more than likely it will give me an image. Yeah, hold on. So can you guys see this at all?
Here, let me stop my screen share. Okay, now talk.
So if you can see, is this coming, of course, now mirror wise, right?
The GB34.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically when you look at that bone, when you go to the bottom of your or at the bottom of your knee, you can feel there a little kind of a tiny bone on the outside of your knee. And this is for both sides, guys. With acupuncture, you have all those meridians that are on both sides, except for the conception vessel and the governor vessel, which is basically coming from the tip of your nose going all the way down and then coming up above your spine. That's just each one meridian, but all the other meridians, you have them on both sides. And it doesn't necessarily matter which side you put it on. So for the migraines, what they have found that the gallbladder 34 and then the heart 8, which is basically right there. It is when you have your pink here, it's kind of like there's that hole here, or you can put it here as well, like on this hill all area, depending on how easy it sticks. I would say it sticks probably easier here than on the side, because then it tends to get off. But we thought of when you put those together, and I would say I would do the, let's see here, where did I put my thing here? Hold on. I would put the carnosine, because the carnosine deals with the heart. And since this is the heart meridian, the reason why we're choosing heart meridian for migraines as well is because migraines means that there's fire in the head and it's heat. So heat rises. And so apparently in acupuncture, the way we look at it, there must be heat that is rising from the heart and is getting too much. And the gallbladder, which is in which is an element before, because not to confuse you, but in acupuncture we have 5 elements. We have a fire element, an earth, a metal, a water, excuse me, and a wood element. Gallbladder and liver are from the wood element. They are before the fire element. So if you get a circle, fire, earth, lung, get water, wood, and fire again, then wood is actually considered the child, the mother of the fire. So if wood is not working correctly, if there's not enough wood, you can burn fire. But if there's too much wood, then the fire gets too hot. So you're trying to cool that fire down by either treating the heart, but you also treat the mother, because the mother is sick, the child gets sick. If that concept makes sense.
Mhm.
So for us, I figured if we do a glutathione on gallbladder 34 and we put a carnosine on heart 8, that could be. Now I have not tried this, you guys. So I don't know. We were just talking yesterday. I thought like, wow, this could be, because I've tried it in the sense of like acupuncture, but I've not tried it with the patches. But those points will help um, with the migraine. Another point, when you're looking here on the gallbladder, when you go down to the foot, so if you're coming from the the toe, the pinky toe, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 up, the four, no, one down there. That is a gallbladder 41 point, and that point is used a lot in acupuncture for migraines. So you can either massage those points, or you can also put the energy enhancer on both. So you can do them on both feet, white on right and then the tan on the left. And when you use those two together, that you could also possibly relieve your migraines. And even then, with the glutathione on gallbladder 34 and the carnosine on heart 8, if you happen to have those patches, then that'd be an awesome combination to see like, okay, can this actually bring the relief a little quicker, a little easier? So it's just, again, I haven't tried those out with the patches, but I know the points work for migraines, because migraines, mostly women deal with migraines because migraines also deal with hormones, and it's that blood that doesn't seem to flow. And of course we're losing blood, and as you can see indeed with this particular what do you call it, chart, you can see, and this may not make much sense to all of you guys because it talks about, again, the different elements, but then it tells you the symptoms, because there are different symptoms of different types of migraines. So when you can see, depending whether it's a blood deficiency or whether it is a phlegm stagnation, we're using a couple more different points versus 1 or 2 points. And though in this particular chart, gallbladder 41 is not used, which was kind of surprising to me, it is one of the main points that I definitely use and have learned will help with migraines.
Awesome. So like looking at this chart then, and they can read the symptoms. So if they're having, if they have someone that they're trying to help with, different head pain issues, and they can, if they have some of these symptoms, then they could go in online and type in acupuncture point for LV3. So LV stands for liver, right?
Right.
And LI stands for large intestine. So those would be some of the points that they could just look up online to
Yes,
try
and if you indeed just type in LV, type in it exactly like they say it, it will come up, especially when you say acupuncture point and, you do it under images, it will pull up each where they are. So those are really good. What they mean by ashi points, that is basically a point that is where the main pain is. Ashi points are a lot like dry needling. Dry needling, I don't understand why they've actually ever called it dry needling, because needling is not wet in the first place. But what they're using predominantly are ashi points or pressure points that are used, trigger points that are used in chiropractic or even in massage therapy. And so they're not necessarily going to the root of the problem, but they help because they're pain points. So let's say your pain is definitely here, then they will stick a needle here or right around that area. So it relieves for short term, but it doesn't necessarily take care of the root of the issue, because when you look here at the symptoms, these are definitely root issues or the patterns. We're trying in acupuncture, finding the patterns, but I'm not going to bore you with all that, because then we're going into acupuncture and we don't need to do that. So
which is why, like, it's great to combine the acupuncture with the patches, because like with the X39 or with the X49, we help to get that regeneration going that hopefully those symptoms will then dissipate, because we can activate, the GHKCU, which activates stem cells to hopefully regenerate an area. So when you
Right.
utilize those two patches in particular with, along with acupuncture, and utilizing
Yes.
some of these points long term, we should have some long
Yeah.
term benefits as well versus just short term helping with symptoms.
Yes. Did
Awesome.
somebody ask the question?
Yeah, we can open it up for questions. Do y'all have some questions you'd like to ask Ivana?
I would.
Great.
Can
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for
I'm
sharing this.
good. Thank you.
A whole bunch of notes here. Did you share the four gates, the new four gates, and I missed it, or
Did I what?
did you share the new four gates, or did
Yes,
I
in
miss?
the sense of like not the well, the what we considered in acupuncture is called the new four gates. We have the four gates that we use as well in our patches, the large intestine 4 and the liver 3. But
Mhm.
there are many points that are, you have low points, that's LUO, and they are combinations, although they're not gates, but they are combinations where they go into the deeper level or in the muscular level or the skin level of certain issues. And so again, it's a whole different teaching, but those points you can definitely use then with the patches. One of the points for the migraine, for instance, have been used as a 4-gate to open up for insomnia and migraines, but also to open up the body, which was gallbladder 34 and heart 8. So
Okay.
that is another
And we would
another.
energy enhancer on there, like we would do the large intestines 4 and the liver 3, correct?
You could still do those as well, but you could, for instance, as we said, we could do gallbladder 41 with the energy enhancer, then gallbladder 34 with glutathione, and heart 8 with, so those don't, then are
Right.
actually, you're talking almost 4 gates, and then heart 8 with the carnosine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then would like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't have the glutathione and the carnosine, could I use the energy enhancer and see how that works too?
I would try it. I mean, I haven't, because quite honestly, I haven't tried this with the patches yet. But when I looked at it all and I thought, man, if we're using the 4 gates with the energy enhancer, why not use these also? And
Right.
that's the same for the low points in acupuncture. And I'm going to at least try it one time and say, or a couple of times, where I'm saying, like, okay, let's try this
Right.
instead of, or together, after I've done acupuncture, then I can always say, like, well, you might want to have these patches for in between, and then, until you get another treatment. And that would be a great enhancement, because especially
Oh,
when you're dealing with migraine, those are usually, it's not usually a one-time treatment either, because a lot of times migraines have been chronic.
I can tell
And
you from experience having years and years of like the worst migraine. Sometimes I would wake up with a migraine depending on the weather. And I would be down before I even got out of bed. And I was like, oh no, I haven't had any of those, thank God. But when you have a migraine, you will do anything to get
yeah,
out of that pain in your head. You can't function.
yeah, I thank God I've had headaches, but not ever that I consider migraines, of what I've heard of people, and indeed they're debilitating. So it's definitely then helpful to use that. And that chart that Nikki sent up, you could play around with those points when you look at the symptoms of the
Right.
migraines, because there's different symptoms for each migraine. And it depends a lot, because again, we in acupuncture we consider that migraines come from an imbalance in the gallbladder meridian. Does
Mm.
not mean your gallbladder is off, it's the meridian.
Right.
But it will help then. And when that liver gallbladder meridian is off, then of course the heart gets off, everything else gets off, because it becomes, so you're trying to find the balance. And when you look at the symptoms of that chart that Nikki had put up earlier, and Nikki, you can make that, I don't know if there's probably a copyright on
Nikki,
it.
sorry, Nikki, can you pop that back up on the screen? I forgot to get
Yeah,
a screen.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll
Thank
pull it back up. And Liana is asking, which patch are you using on GB34? And I think we were talking about, so you could use the energy enhancer on that. So white on right, tan on left. Do I have that right, Ivana?
Yes, or you can do the glutathione. And it doesn't matter again. I mean, sure, I mean, headaches, most headaches are or most migraines are 80% are on the right somehow, and 20% is on the left. So you know, because with migraines, it's also your diet is very particular. When you have heavy migraines, the 3 C's of food are quote unquote forbidden, and that's citrus fruit, chocolate, and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Those are a
Citrus,
big
yeah,
no-no.
citrus, yeah, chocolate
Yeah,
and cheese, all those things we
sorry,
love.
no chocolate.
All those wonderful.
I know, and I love cheese, but I don't have problems with it. But those are, you know, so no, definitely no dairy products. That's at least during that time, it can just, you know, it can flare it up. So it really, and again, the gallbladder meridian runs around the ear and on the head. So that's why when the gallbladder meridian is out of whack, that's why we treat it. And those particular points, the 40, the 41, or was it the 43? 41 or
Gallbladder
43 there
34,
on the
and
foot.
then
And we
on the
use
foot, the
that on the
41.
detox. Remember on the detox, the 5-day detox that the lady did, the 5-element detox.
The
The
energy
first
enhancer.
day she uses liver 3 and gallbladder, I think 43 or 41 there.
Yeah.
And so that is another gate, more than likely, because those 2 points, because liver 3 is a detox point. It detoxes the whole body. It moves the blood and the chi for the whole body. So it's always a good point. I mean, a lot of times when we get a new patient in and you have zero idea where to start because their chart is so full of problems that you think like, where would I start? Those 2 points or the 4 gates you would use to open up the whole body. So at least the whole body can say like, oh, I need to start working. So that is kind of like it's a startup for the engine, so to say.
And that was the points on your hands here, and then the
And
points on the tops of the foot. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
It-
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone
and
else
Vicky
have?
play around with those, but the chart with all those points, you know, when you look at the symptoms of your migraine, then maybe play around with those points, because those are easy to find and they're easy to actually access in the sense of you know, because liver 3 is on top of the foot there between the big toe and the small toe, and then large intestine 4 between the big or between your thumb and your index finger. Do 20 is basically, that's let me think here.
I can Google those points for sure. I just punched it in.
PC6 is right here in the middle, you know, like almost an inch down from your wrist. So those
And
are.
you were saying, Ivana, you were saying like when you try to find these points, how it's like soft, or like to explain that, how you figure out that that's where that point is.
You can pretty much, like, if you're, let's say you're trying to find let me turn the light on here, it's probably a little better. So if you're trying to find PC6, you kind of go 4 fingers from your own. So for everyone, like if you're a guy, use his 4 fingers. If it's your own, use about 4 fingers down from your wrist. So it's about right there. And you can feel you can usually feel a little indent there. But it's not like, oh my gosh, if I go a little bit further here to the right or to the left, it's not like now you're off and it's not going to work, because it's that whole area.
Right.
So you're going to be fine there. And again, if you Google these pictures, these images, it comes up, and more than likely we have plenty of them also in our notebook, you know, with all the different protocols for different things.
Yeah. And so Diane is saying tops of hand and feet with the energy enhancer, correct? Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And then did I miss a question? I'm not good at this moving this chat box to see. Yeah, so those are the 4 gates, Diane. I don't know. I'm like, is it I can't see it all. Hopefully I answered that question. I could actually read it all. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yes. So
I
yeah,
tried
so
to
what
answer the question for you in the chat if I can. So
awesome. Thank you so much. So Ivana, even like on your knees where you were saying that GB34 is between the tibia and the fibula, you can feel like there's a like an indent, right?
mm,
Like so
Yeah.
anywhere or on the tops of your foot, or your hand, like there's a it's softer or something. I don't know how to explain
Right.
it, right?
And then, I mean, even with other issues that you have, pain issues, if you can feel, and when there is pain, like when we go over meridians for like looking for the ashi points, we can also feel where we go very light. We're not going deep, and we're feeling almost like for a bump, like almost like either a little indent. And usually when we would press those, people would say like, ow, that hurts. And then it's usually, you're right on the right spot. And then you could put like what do you call it? You could put a patch on them as well.
So Terrence is asking, is there a chart that we can access? Terrence, are you asking like about for different kind of health conditions? Is that what or if you just Google acupressure points or you Google meridians, it will show you like all the points, like what Ivana's talking about. What's that meridian that comes around the ear that you were talking about,
This
Ivana?
this one is actually the triple heater, but then it also has the gallbladder meridian.
Okay. Yeah, so if you type those in Google, it's going to come up and it will show you all of those. And then if you acupressure, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know what the next word is. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
think
couldn't
there's a
read that
typo.
either.
Okay. Um, anyway, so yeah, so and definitely get back to the person who invited you. This went so fast, Ivana. This was so great. I would love to have you come back. And
yes.
maybe we can explore some other. I know we kind of focused a little bit on migraines, but for those of you that were on the call, definitely let me or Vicky know, like if you want Ivana to do another point that we could kind of talk about, like we could arrange a call to where we do some of those. That would be super fun. I would love that.
Sure.
So, yeah, so thank you all so much for coming tonight. This
Hello.
went so
Oh,
fast. Do you have a
hello.
quick question?
Yes, I so how often would we get a chance to do the acupuncture? Will we have more of these classes where uh that you have your charts where you can pinpoint all of those things on because
We
it's
could
very
work on that.
helpful
Absolutely.
very helpful for the young people that we invite into this opportunity.
Yes.
Know what those points are because uh those are the areas that is
Mm-hmm.
very vital to the patches themselves. Because
Yes.
if you do, I love it, we say we can place them anywhere, it will still work, but we want to get an actual result in less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We want to actually for the patient to feel or the client to feel something before I walk away from them. When we attach the patch, or even if we put it on their clothing, or put it in the vicinity of the area, or the close as we can, even with their clothing.
Mm.
Is there any way we can have more of these classes? What I'm asking, because they're
Yeah,
very vital.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We would love to do that. So definitely let Vicky or I know, what you all would like to do. And um Ivana, yay, we can have you come back and we can have you do more of these. That would be
Yeah,
so much
because I would
fun.
like to pinpoint about the kidney, because I have a few of my friends that's suffering with some kidney things, and I have a few of my friends suffering with the uh, pancreas,
Okay.
and that would be very helpful, even if we had a way to even have private moments with her with those individuals, because that is more important. We're not here to, I'm not under the HIPAA law, but I know a lot about the HIPAA law.
Right.
We're not trying to, we are medicine, and we're not trying to say that we can heal things, but we like other people's lives to be confidential as best as possible. So if we can, I have like 6 people on this call already, a part of my group, and we are all interested in what's have taken place here tonight, and we look to further that alliance with having the involved with technique. Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, thank you all so much for being here. And like I said, if you're in the Tulsa area, Ivana's business is called The Dutch Touch. And please get back in touch with me, and I can get you in touch with her. Get back in touch with the person that invited you to the call tonight so they can help you get more information. Get you in touch with Vicky or I as well, so we can make sure that you're getting all the questions answered that you have, and that we can get you those, the needs that you have, whether it's, different patching protocols. I know, Frank, you brought it up that we basically just tell people, just get the patches on the body because they're going to work no matter where you put them. And that's what's amazing. But Frank, I'm like you, I want people to have results really quickly. I want them to feel something really quickly. Unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. This is not on my time frame. It's always on the Lord's time frame. But hopefully we can get them some relief in some way, shape, or form, and hopefully understand the science enough to really know that is absolutely working, that hydration and electrolytes are key in helping your cells be able to talk to each other. And so we definitely want to just help you guys as much as we can. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Ivana. You're amazing. And I'm
Thank
just
you.
so thankful that we're friends, and so thankful for you. And so we pray blessing over each one of you tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. So hope we'll see you
Thanks.
next time.
Thank
Bye,
you. Thank
everybody.
you.
Yes,
Bye.
you
Great
will.
job.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Sounds good,
Thank
Frank.
Thank
you.
you, Ivana.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Bless you
you.
all
And
Take care.
too.